This is the part second of the Bear Act, in which we are discussing each article and each clause one by one in detail with simplest possible ways. So in this video, we will discuss from Article 6 to 11. That is basically part second of your constitution, deals with the citizenship. Okay, and the power to make the laws is confined with the parliament, and article 11 gives the such power to the parliament. So in the last video I have discussed from article 1 to 5, and in this video onwards we will discuss from the article 6 to 11. And these articles basically talk about the citizenship, that who will be the citizen of the India, and the ultimate power to decide this lies with the parliament under article 11. Okay, so if you have not watched the video part first, then I will recommend you that you should watch the part first of the Barrett to understand it in a proper sequential way. Now let us move to article 6 of the constitution. And the article 6 of Indian constitution is about the rights of the citizenship of certain persons who have migrated to India from the Pakistan. As you all know that at the time of independence, India divided into two domains. One is India and the other one was is Pakistan. Now, some people migrated from India to Pakistan, while some people migrated from Pakistan to India. But let's suppose if a person migrated from India to Pakistan and later he realized that no, he should be returned to their native place, that is in India. Ma'am? Okay, so how that person could get the Indian citizenship, that deals with Article 6. That means the person who migrated to India from the Pakistan. Okay, now the text of this article says that notwithstanding anything in Article 5, a person who has migrated to the territory of India from the territory now included in Pakistan shall be deemed to be a citizen of India at the time of commencement of the Constitution if he fulfill conditions laid down in this article. So there are certain conditions that included in this article, and if any person fulfills that condition and he migrated from Pakistan to India, then he will granted the Indian citizenship. That is simple. Now, so Article 6 deal with the people who migrated from Pakistan to India after the partition. Now, the Constitution recognized that millions of people were forced to leave their home. Why? Because of the partition. Now, therefore, this article provides a way for such migrants to become Indian citizenship if they later realize that no, he or she should be in India instead of the Pakistan. Okay, then that person needs Indian citizenship. So let's suppose a family that left Lahore during the partition, and now that family permanently settled in Delhi. Now they could become Indian citizen, but they have to follow the or they have to satisfy the certain constitutional requirement. That is simple. But who will make the rules for such kind of citizenship? That power lies with the parliament. And as I have already told you that parliament enacted a law, that is Citizenship Act of 1955. Okay, now from the exam point of view, what you should grab from this article is deals with the migration from the Pakistan to India, introduced because of the partition of India, and provides citizenship but if they fulfill certain requirements. So these are the articles that part second of the Indian Constitution regarding the citizenship. Now let us move to article number 7. And article number 7 is talking about if anyone wants to leave India and they want to settle in the Pakistan, then what will happen? So rights of citizenship of certain migrants to the Pakistan. If any Indian citizen and they migrated to the Pakistan, then what will be their right? So these are described under article 7. Notwithstanding anything in article 5 and 6, a person who has left after the first day of March 1947 migrated from the territory of India to the territory now included in Pakistan shall not be deemed to be a citizen of India. If any person that was in India, right? But after 1st March of 1947, he migrated to Pakistan, then he or she shall not be deemed to be a citizen of India. So this is the cutoff date. Okay. Now, if they migrated before this date, then they can be a citizen of India if they fulfill certain requirements or certain conditions. But if they migrated after 1st March 1947, then they will not deemed to be a citizen of India. Okay. So this article provided that nothing in this article shall apply to a person who, after having so migrated to territory now included Pakistan, has returned to the territory of India under a permit for resettlement or permanent return issued by under the authority of law. Now, So Article 7 deals with the people who migrated from India to Pakistan after 1st March 1947. Migrated to Pakistan, not Pakistan to India. Migrated to Pakistan, but after March 1, 1947. Because if someone migrated from India to Pakistan before this date, then that person will be considered as a Indian citizen if they wants to be. Okay, but if they migrated after this cutoff date, then what should be the condition or what should be the criteria and how you can deal with if they wants to come back to India? That is the simple thing. So the general rule is that such person were not considered Indian citizenship. Simple. Okay. However, there is an important exception as well. If they later return to India with a valid permit for the permanent settlement, then they could become Indian citizen, but they have to fulfill certain requirement or certain condition, and who will make that certain requirements to be fulfilled? So Parliament will make the law accordingly, and then if any person satisfy all the condition, then yes, he or she can become Indian citizenship, otherwise no. Okay, now let us understand it with an example. Now suppose a person who moved from Amritsar to Lahore after the partition would normally lose the right to Indian citizenship, but after some time he realized that he should not be in Pakistan. Okay, because India is progressing and Pakistan is far behind. So they later realize that he or she should return to India with a valid settlement permit. Now the constitution allowed citizenship under the prescribed conditions. Simple. Okay. So exam take migration from India to Pakistan, not Pakistan to India. General rule, not an citizen of India, but there is an exception also. Okay. An Indian constitution is filled with the exception. And the what is exception basically? So if you have a valid resettlement permit, then after fulfilling certain requirements, you can be granted as Indian citizenship. Okay. Now let us move to Article 8. Article 8 talking about rights of citizenship of certain persons of Indian origin residing outside India. Now it is talking about outside India, not in any particular country. Okay. If a person is of Indian origin and they are living outside India, then what will their rights be actually? So notwithstanding anything in Article 5, any person who or either of whose parents or grandparents was born in India means that particular person, his or her parents, his or her grandparents also. Okay, and they born in India, residing in country outside India shall be deemed to be a citizen of India. But if he has been registered as a citizen of India by the diplomatic or consular representative of India in that country. Okay. Now suppose if a person, let us explain this. Yes, if such a person or their parents or grandparents was born in India, now they could become an Indian citizenship by registering themselves with the Indian embassy or consulate in the country where they are living. Simple. Okay. If suppose their parents or the grandparents who was born in India, now later they moved to some other parts of the world. Now after some time they will lose their citizenship, or if they acquire the citizenship of any foreign country, instantly they will lose the Indian citizenship. But later they realize again that they should be Indian citizens, then they can register with the Indian embassy or the consulate where they are living. Okay. Now example, if a person of Indian origin living in South Africa, they could register at the Indian High Commission and become an Indian citizen if the constitutional conditions were fulfilled. Simple. So from the exam point of view, applies to a person of Indian origin living abroad. Registration at an Indian diplomatic mission is necessary. It covers people whose parents or grandparents were born in India. But tell me that born outside India, does it means that the people who are living in Bangladesh or Pakistan, they also covered in this article? Let me know in comment section. Article 9. So Article 9 means the person who voluntarily acquiring citizenship of foreign state not to be a citizen. Now, if you acquire the citizenship of US, UK, at that moment you will lose the Indian citizenship. Why? Because Indian constitution does not allow the dual citizenship. Now dual citizenship had double meaning also. One meaning is about the India in other country context, and one is India in the state context. Now if you are belonging from Uttar Pradesh or from the Bihar, then you cannot call it as a citizen. Okay, the citizens of UP, citizens of Bihar. No, that can be called domicile, that you are living in UP or in Bihar. But your citizen would be, you will be citizen of India only. That is citizen of India. You cannot call it as a citizen of UP or citizen of Bihar. And if you are living in UK or US and you acquired the citizenship of that particular country, then you will lose your Indian citizenship. Okay, so in the state context and also in other country context also, Indian constitution does not allow the dual citizenship. So article 9 deals with such kind of citizenship, that if any person acquiring the foreign citizenship at that time, they will lose this Indian citizenship. No person shall be a citizen of India by virtue of Article 5 or be deemed to be a citizen of India by virtue of Article 6 or Article 8 if he has voluntarily acquired the citizenship of any foreign state. But it is about voluntarily. That means that you were in a good sound mind when you acquired the territory of India. But let's suppose if a person is in a mental state or suffering from a mental trauma, they are not in control of their mind. Now, if he or she acquired the citizenship of India, then can you cancel this citizenship of India? Suppose if they acquire the citizenship of other country, not India, then could you cancel the citizenship of India? Because it is here mentioned voluntarily requirement. So I think these are the flaws. But if any person voluntarily acquired the citizenship of any other foreign country, then at that moment he or she will lose the Indian citizenship. That is simple. Now, so Article 9 says that if a person voluntarily acquires the citizenship of another country, they can't claim Indian citizenship under Article 5, that the commencement citizenship at the commencement. Article 6 migrated from Pakistan to India, and then Article 8. Okay. Now, it reflects the principle that India does not automatically allow dual citizenship under these constitutional provision. Now, if an Indian citizen voluntarily become a citizen of another country, they can't continue claiming Indian citizenship. That is the simple explanation of Article 9. So, voluntarily acquisition of foreign citizenship, you will not be a citizen of India and affect citizenship under Article 5, 6 and 8. Now, Article 10. Article 10 talking about the continuation of the rights of the citizenship. Okay. Now, if your parents born in India, okay, and they are Indian citizenship, now you are also considered as Indian citizen, and this can be continued, okay, unless and until you voluntarily not giving Indian citizenship. That is the simple meaning. So every person who is or is deemed to be a citizen of India under any foregoing provision of this part shall, subject to provisions of any law that may be made by Parliament, continue to be such citizens. Now suppose that you are a citizen of India, okay, then it will be continue. You will be continue as a citizen of India unless and until you are not just giving up your Indian citizenship. Okay, so simple explanation is that Article 10 assures that anyone who became an Indian citizen under Article 5 to 9 would be continued to remain a citizen. Okay, but Parliament has the power to make law regarding citizenship, and those law will apply. Okay, now if you are violating the constitution, and if sorry for this, if Parliament think that the citizenship of this person should be cancelled, then Parliament by the law can cancel it. Okay, so a person recognized as Indian citizen under Article 5 continue to be an Indian citizen unless law made by Parliament provide otherwise. You can also cancel your citizenship by accepting the citizenship of other country or by acquiring the citizenship of other foreign country. So it ensures continuity of citizenship and also subject to laws made by Parliament. That yes, that continuation of your citizenship could be cancelled by the Parliament by making law. Now last article for today about Article 11, that everything that I have discussed it, the simple thing that require laws, okay, to carry out any provision of the constitution that require law, and that laws making power lies with the Parliament. So Parliament to regulate the rights of citizenship by law. Okay, so nothing in the foregoing provision of this part shall derogate from the power of Parliament to make any provision with respect to acquisition, termination of Indian citizenship, and all other matter relating to citizenship. It means citizenship is in union list, and the power to make the laws under it lies with the Parliament, and that power gives to Parliament by Article 11. So Article 11 gives Parliament the complete authority to make laws relating to citizenship. This means that acquisition of citizenship, termination, registration, naturalization, renunciation, and all other matter connected with the citizenship. And under this power, Parliament enacted the Citizenship Act 1955, and which governs or makes rule how you can acquire citizenship, how your citizenship can be terminated, etc. Okay. Now, whenever rules regarding Indian citizenship need to be changed, who has the power to change the rules? Parliament has the power to change this rule. Okay. From the exam point of view, we need to understand that Parliament has exclusive power over citizenship laws and constitutional basis of the Citizenship Act. Okay. I hope from Articles 6 to 11 is clear now. I have completed Bare Act Part 2. Okay. Now, if you have any kind of doubt regarding any article or explanation, let me know in comment section. And if you like this initiative, support me by liking, subscribing, and share it with your fellow aspirant as well. Because when most people will watch this video, this is the most precious help for me from your side. Okay, so let me know in comment section how was this video after watching this, and should we continue this series or not. Okay, so as always, keep smiling and we are ready.